Some mysteries refuse to fade, their stories haunting us long after the events have passed. One such story is the eerie disappearance of the Soddar children. A Christmas Eve house fire that should have claimed their lives, but to this day, no one knows what really happened. It was December 24, 1945, in Fayetteville, West Virginia. George and Jenny Soddar lived with their 10 children. That night, 5 of their children were thought to have been killed in a tragic house fire. But as strange details emerged, the Soddar family began to suspect something far more disturbing. Around 1 a.m. on Christmas morning, Jenny Soddar woke up to the smell of smoke. She quickly realized that the house was on fire. George, Jenny, and 4 of their children managed to escape, but 5 of their children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, were still inside. George tried to rescue them, but many things went wrong. His ladder, which he kept beside the house, was missing. He tried to use his truck to reach the upstairs window, but the truck wouldn't start. Helpless, George and Jenny could only watch as the fire consumed their home. From the start, strange things happened. The fire department, located only a few miles away, didn't arrive until 8 a.m. hours after the house had already burned to the ground. Investigators concluded that the fire was caused by faulty wiring, but George had recently had the wiring checked and was assured it was safe. And here's where it gets stranger. After the fire, no remains of the children were found in the ashes. The Soddars were told the fire burned hot enough to cremate their bodies completely, but experts later said this was impossible. Bones should have remained. Unable to accept that their children had perished, the Soddars began to investigate. Jenny ran a test by burning chicken bones in their kitchen stove, which left bones behind, confirming her suspicions. Then, they started receiving reports. Neighbors claimed they saw the children in a passing car on the night of the fire. Later, a woman reported seeing the missing children at a hotel in South Carolina. The Soddars recalled odd incidents before the fire. A man had come to the house, warning that their home would go up in smoke because of George's outspoken criticism of Mussolini, the Italian dictator. Another stranger tried to sell them life insurance, and when George refused, he became enraged, saying that their house would burn, and your children are going to be destroyed. In 1952, George and Jenny put up a billboard along Route 16, displaying photos of the children and offering a $5,000 reward for information. Over the years, the billboard became a symbol of their tireless search. They continued to receive strange tips. In 1967, Jenny received a photograph of a young man in the mail. On the back were the words, Louis Soddar. I love brother Frankie. Illegal boys. The resemblance was striking, but the photo offered no real answers. With all the strange details, the missing ladder, the trucks that wouldn't start, the threat from the insurance salesman, and the mysterious photo, many believed that the children were kidnapped, perhaps as a punishment or warning to George. Theories have ranged from mafia involvement to child trafficking, but no concrete evidence ever emerged. Jenny Soddar wore black for the rest of her life in mourning, convinced her children were out there somewhere. George passed away in 1969, and Jenny in 1989. The billboard stood for decades until it was finally taken down in the 1980s, but the mystery has never been solved. What really happened to the Soddar children that Christmas Eve? Did they perish in the fire, or were they taken, vanishing into a night filled with smoke and secrets? Thank you for watching. If you found this mystery haunting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your theories in the comments below. We'll see you in the next video with another unsolved mystery.